Politicians don't straighten out, the federal government will have to come in. We're not going to lose cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and others. They shouldn't be living like that, and it's destroying the city.
President Trump lambasting Democrat-controlled California cities after seeing the homelessness crisis firsthand. Now, he turned that tough talk into action yesterday, threatening to slap San Francisco with EPA sanctions. Joining me now, Dr. Drew Pinsky, addiction medicine specialist and host of Dr. Drew Midday Live, and Travis Bynum, Venice Beach resident who's fighting homelessness in his own backyard. Dr. Drew, Trump, should he use the EPA to get California to clean up its act?
I certainly think that is one way to do this. I'll tell you what I've been saying for months. Where are the environmentalists? We have the feces, urine, and blood of 60,000 people on our streets. When it rains, goes directly into the LA River, bypasses the sewage treatment plant, goes directly into the ocean. All year, our oceans have been ranked C to F. It's dangerous to be in our oceans. We're having sea mammal die off. One straw in one turtle's nose, a national crisis. We have a catastrophe environmentally caused by the feces and blood and urine on our streets, bypassing sewage treatment. If a city the size of Pasadena suddenly disconnected from sewage treatment, you don't think the environmentalists would have something to say about it? Where are they? That's what I've been asking.
Travis, LA Mayor Eric Garcetti commented on the president's injecting himself into this, without a doubt, a crisis. This is what he said.
I hope that he feels the same way that I do on my watch, that this should be the time that we end homelessness, not use homeless individuals, homeless Americans, veterans as political footballs. This isn't just about cleaning or arresting your way out of a problem.
Well, Travis, I mean, we're kind of getting out of, coming undone here, right? We need solutions. And if it takes Trump to get involved, to get some common sense solutions, I would imagine there are a lot of businesses, healthcare providers, concerned businesses, and homeless individuals who might just say, I'll take advice or ideas from anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the president should get involved. We've got a bad situation here. We've got homeless people, I think on average, 3 are dying in the streets every day. The crime has gone up along with the homelessness. I had 2 neighbors assaulted in the last couple of weeks. We have feces in the streets. We have needles in the streets. And Eric Garcetti has shown that the problem is only getting worse under Eric Garcetti. On top of that, we've got laws like Prop 47, which have basically decriminalized meth and heroin. So the LAPD are doing as best a job they can, but their hands are tied. So what used to be a felony is now a misdemeanor and it's a ticket, whereas at the federal level, these hard drugs are still a crime. And I'm not saying the Fed should come in here and start throwing people in jail, but they should come in here and start creating mandatory rehab because, we've got a lot of people who are drug addicted. They don't realize they need help. And neither does Eric Garcetti.
Yeah. Well, Dr.
Exactly
Drew,
right.
that cuts right to the point of addiction, the legalization of certain types of drugs, the downplaying of other severity of drug use. It's all becoming kind of popularized. We see it happening in D.C., happening across the country, frankly, but you're really seeing it. I was shocked to see Venice Beach in August when I was there. I was shocked.
It's unbelievable. It is the last chapter of the opioid crisis. People transitioned to heroin. Heroin drove them to the street. And here's the deal. If you do not treat or institutionalize or contain heroin addicts, they die. So the people, let's call this what it is, people that are maintaining the status quo are committing homicide. As my partner here said, 3 a day are dying. You are murderers. You are murderers if you don't do something imminently and if you defend the status quo. Let's call this what it is. I am sick of it. It's over. We've got to do something.
I mean, we got some news the other day where we had a Democrat mega donor, LGBTQ activist, had 2 men, then there was another man who ended up dead in his house of, it looked like opioid overdose. So there are all these stories bubbling out. Then you add the homelessness aspect to all this. Dianne Feinstein sent out a tweet, Travis, saying the president this week attacked 2 of California's cities. Never before have I seen a president go out of his way to attack a state. Well, it goes on and on. Travis, the president owns owns property and businesses in California. He owns a home in California. He loves California. He's president of all the people. Doesn't matter if you voted for him or not. But they're basically saying, butt out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We absolutely need the president to come in. I'd love for him to come to Venice Beach and start there. You know, it's not that the solution's not that difficult. I think the Fed owns like 46% of the land in California. If you just go 50 miles east of Los Angeles, the land is inexpensive. It needs to be developed. You can give people jobs, paving roads, putting in drywall. You could give people jobs essentially with this whole like a movement towards green energy, putting in solar panels, windmills. There's so many options. You can give them, immediately give people beds and toilets and showers. And the way that city's trying to solve this is I think the average price per permanent supportive unit, which none of them have been created because they're $700,000 a unit. So we're 36,000 homeless.
Insane. It's
It's
insane.
crazy.
Take $25 billion to solve this problem. So it's
But Laura,
they're never going
gotta
to
say
solve
one
it the
thing.
way they're trying.
Yeah, hold on, Dr.
One
Drew,
quick
go.
thing. I spoke to Ben Carson. It's clinician to clinician. He gets clearly what is going on here. He has confidence that he can help. He's aware that we're on the eve of some sort of epidemic in the current conditions. He's aware this is fundamentally a mental health crisis. And Travis is right. It's an easy fix. There are easy things to do. It's not complicated.
Well, you got to institutionalize people who need institutionalizing, and got to get them off these drugs. These drugs are poison to our society, and we've got to be honest about what's happening.
Murdering my patients. They're murdering my patients.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Really important conversation. And in moments, a follow-up on my